I'm 26 years of age, and I probably feel the most behind in life that I ever had in any years. I look around, everyone seems like they're much more ahead of me in every single department. And I just feel stuck, and I don't have control over my body like everyone else. When I was younger, I had a thought or a vision like, oh, by 26, I'd have this, my life would look like this, but now I'm here. It didn't turn out like that. Over the past 5 years, especially, I just had health issue after health issue, and even though I know it's not my fault, I try to take action. There's still guilt and grief and anger behind not being able to create the life that I wanted to create. People say, yeah, you're still young, you still got time, but the years are gone, and you have grief for those lost years and lost time. The people who don't have that type of illness or grief over like a substance abuse or health issues, like something out of your control, addiction that you just didn't know, that takes away so much time from your life. It's just a different type of grief. I don't really see it be talked about online that much, but time lost. For context on my story, health issues. Well, eczema my entire life, especially in my teenage years where it was much worse. It got a little bit better and now it's worse again. I didn't have no confidence. I had to shut the window because of stupid rain. Just started going crazy. And I was like, the microphone's picking it up. Anyway, context on my life. Yeah, eczema. My entire life, confidence just in the bin. I mean, I was the shyest guy in the class. Couldn't open my mouth. I had problems with like dribbling and I had like spit issues. I couldn't speak. Every time I speak, the dribble would just come out. Sometimes the dribble would just come out. I had to wear a bib for years, like until I was like 8. And then that did damage because of what people said and the way they looked at you. And I was like, and what? Past 5 years, foot operation after foot operation. I couldn't walk for 6 months each time. Basically lost a year of my life. Momentum just keeping cut. Stop, start, stop, start. Life, how you supposed to even accomplish anything? Then what? I was doing my degree. And randomly in the final year, my testicles just exploded. Like, decided to have a bunch of cysts on them. I had to have an emergency operation. They said they're going to cut them off, but luckily they didn't cut them off. So that was fortunate, but still took me 1.5 years to recover because of my skin condition down there went crazy. It just ruined the recovery process and just not nice. Just not nice. And then the nerve damage. So it's still here, but carried on. Healed mostly, like 90% now. Finished the degree. And while I was doing the degree, something in my gut just started growing and killing me, and it was pain. But then I decided I just kept on going because I was like, I gotta finish this degree, and I finished it. But with the pain, I just took the paracetamol, the painkiller, and was like, yeah, whatever. Turns out it was something in my gallbladder, around my gallbladder, flipping cancer potential, and I was like, flipping it. And then there was a whole like time lost and momentum lost with that again. Where they phoned, I went out of the scan one day in the hospital. We left the hospital. Not even 15 minutes went by, and they gave me a phone call and they were like, "Well, bro, we think you got the cancer. We gotta do an emergency operation as soon as possible." As soon as possible. 6 months later, I hadn't even had the operation yet. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted a painkiller and waited. It's because there were so many complications with people who, first of all, they like, you go to somebody and they say, "Oh, you got this," and then I'm like, "No, the other person said I got this." "Oh, look at the scan. Have you not seen the scan?" "No," and then they want to diagnose you themselves because they don't trust other people, or then you just like they just bum you off, and then you go to someone else, and hopefully they want to fix. They can help you, and I managed to find someone that did actually help me. Some people they'd be waiting years for an operation. Yeah, my life right now, 26. no stable career, watching everyone else move on, building families, having kids, having just a person, getting a house, getting whatever, achieving the milestones in life that I just haven't accomplished because it's just been impossible. Watching other people, your brain goes, oh yeah, comparison mode activate. Boom, 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 boom. You just want to kill yourself sometimes because it's like, bro, can you just stop the comparison? But it's like, nah, it does it. Survival mechanism, let's go. And the time pressure. And the way people look at you and the expectations people have of you. Expectations you have of yourself. Time heals some things, but other things it just makes it worse. Where it creates a pressure on the goals, on your mental, to just get it done. But then, boom, another thing just came out of nowhere, and now you gotta deal with another thing, like my nipple eczema. Yay, let's go. Oh, well, I'm gonna record some videos today, and my nipple eczema is like, no, because it's gonna burn. And that's just a small thing, really, in comparison to everything else. Feeling like you can't even accomplish things anymore, because, like, the time's gone. Opportunity's gone. Like, I completed university, but COVID took many opportunities away from me. A lot of people who had to do it online, and a whole set of people that just didn't even learn how to socialize, and that's just gonna have crazy effects on society. It'll be like in 2040 or 2050, because studies how the pandemic just changed the entire world. They'd be studying it like they study World War II or something. But we're the ones actually living it. Rise in social anxiety, rise in suicides, male suicide, and whatever, because the pressure is just insane. Time pressure, a lot of people have these feelings and they don't say anything, and it builds and builds and builds and builds, and until it's too much and it's overwhelming, and they just don't know what to do. That's why here on my journey, I'm trying to document, trying to make some videos, trying to help people who feel socially, because even though I went through it, I don't know what happened, but in my journey, I do know what happened, but that's why I write down the timeline. I went through the journey of being such a shy guy, such a mute in school. If nobody watching this video from school, people, they don't make videos, they don't post online, they think people care. Nobody cares. Nobody from school be watching this video, and if they do, well, hello. You probably don't even remember who I am, and if you do, then, well, you probably don't even recognize me because I changed so much. And yeah, I went from such a shy, mute person to just being the most talkative person. I controlled some rooms with my voice. I have the ability to just command people, my voice, and understanding. Gotta learn about rejection, how to deal with rejection, learn about how to do it. It's just skill, and with any skill in life, you can improve and learn, and it's like a game. You just level up. And I can help you. I can help you level up. So I'll be making some videos on how to level up in this area. The feeling I'm feeling behind, though, is I remind myself that the society puts a timeline on us because we get all put into a system of school, and then we're just like in the UK is year 1 to 11, and then more like and then you can carry on, or you just go out in the world and good luck. But really, then people also have the timeline of do this by this age or this by that age. But really, it's like everyone has their cards in life, and you literally pros and cons. Like disadvantages, advantages. Like how are you supposed to? You just can't do the comparison now anymore because our brains were designed for the caveman times where everything was a lot more equal in terms of advantage and disadvantage. We were just there trying to survive on the world. And but now in society, there's just so many cogs in the machine and so many levers, and you just can't. It's not an efficient mechanism. So you can't trust it. You can just use it as a North Star guide to say, "Oh, I'm jealous of this. Well, I feel a feeling with this when I see that person. That just means you want it. So you just gotta work towards it. Feelings of jealousy, anger, resentment, they just don't help you. You gotta use those energies. Like literally, your body is full of energy, and you gotta just take the next action towards that for yourself. That's the only thing we can actually do. Wallowing in self pity just doesn't do anything. Another thing to remind yourself when you're on your timeline, you have an illness, you had difficulties, that you survived things that people have not survived. And they probably couldn't even do it. Yeah, take pride in you survived that. Write them down as accomplishments. You survived it. Remind yourself every single day. Yeah, use it as a source of energy, pride, and be happy that you did it. Even if you had no choice but to go through it, and you just really didn't want to, but you did it anyway. And you're still here right now today. And then the one I find most difficult is, even a lot of things in my life have been delayed, and still right now today it's uncertain. Will it even happen? I don't even know. Uncertainty creates anxiety and fear, and I remind myself that delay doesn't mean it's over. It's not finished. It's still possible. The possibility is still there, and you keep going with the thought in your mind that it's coming. It's inevitable. Yeah, that's how you combat the uncertainty, by saying, no, it's literally coming. It's no. With who you are today, and who you know who you are and what's inside you, your potential, you know that it's literally coming. Yeah, we have all these feelings and emotions, but really, if you just think about how amazing you are, you're like, yo, it's literally, given enough time, it's coming. Especially if you just realize how much rubbish you've been through that's not even in your control. And you've gone through the stuff that's not even in your control. Imagine you will have control. What could you do when you have the control? You just be an absolute monster. You just be crazy. You just gotta keep reminding yourself, it's literally coming. How would you live if it's coming? Yeah. What about, like, you have no one right now? You're alone. Okay. Imagine your friend group is coming soon, or your wife is coming soon. Yeah. Or you're literally a millionaire in this year, and it will be. It's inevitable. It's already written. You're already that person in the future. So how would you act right now as, oh, this is already coming? Like me, I'm already like God, like 100 million numbers game. I have 100 million subscribers, or people just love me online already. How would I act? I would just talk like I'm talking to my boys, talking to my guys. That's how you use it. That's how you kill uncertainty. You've endured what most have never even had to endure, and now each day it's draining, it's difficult, but you're still here and you can still build the life you want. The survival years still count. You survived. You're still here today. And it's for a reason you just can't foresee. But use the power of certainty in the future you know is coming, and take action today. You're not behind. You're just on a much harder path than everyone else. And comparison won't help you, except for being a North Star in your own life. But you just gotta ignore the thought. Like, you know when somebody comes to you and they say, oh, you got green hair. You just literally completely ignore it because you know it's completely false. But when somebody comes to you and says, oh, you're like an idiot, or you're just stupid, your brain doesn't shut that off like with green hair, because you actually doubt, oh, am I? And that doubt is where then all the things happen, and you're like, oh, but you gotta just think, oh, it's like green hair, like, it's literally not possible. I'm just not stupid, I'm just so cool. You just ignore it, you just power through. It's your self-image that you control. You do have control over it. Your brain is separate. A lot of people, like, we see our hand and like, that's my hand, that's my nose, or that's my gall. Well, I don't have a gallbladder anymore, but that's my heart. A lot of people don't actually associate that with the brain. They say, I'm the brain. You're not your brain. The brain is something else. Your brain is just another organ in there, like, it's over there. Separate. Creating separation is power. And well, the one I struggle with the most is starting late. It's still starting, but that's got weight to it and a grief that's difficult to process. But I'm going through the journey. I'll make some videos on how I process it. I'm still processing it. And remember, yeah, if you feel alone, you feel behind, you're not alone. Yeah, your people are coming. This is Solo.